So this is going to be the final video for the topic geometric construction. This project started on March the 13th. Today is May the 16th, which means it took 2 months and 3 days to get this done. 26 videos in total. This was a major project, and I really pray that those persons that get a chance to go through these videos do benefit. We move on to objective number 3. It says to interpret and produce scale drawings, and it mentions polygons and maps. All that we have done allows us to be at this point. If you are presented with a scale drawing, you will find it very simple if you have gone through all of these videos. We are going to use this particular question as a demonstration. When you're given a scale drawing, you will be given an image of what it should look like when you're done. It says this is a freehand sketch of a field. LM is 80 meters. LP is 78 meters, MN is 55 meters. Those 3 lengths are given. And then we're given the angles L, which is 63, and angle M, which is 90 degrees. We are to use a scale of 1 centimeter to represent 10 meters. And we're going to make a scale drawing of this field in the answer booklet. And then we'll use the diagram that we have to find the actual distance of this distance Pn. So first of all, what we need to do is we need to divide all of these numbers by 10. If the scale is 1 to 10 and we're going from meters to centimeters, we need the numbers to be smaller. So we're dividing by 10. We're going to draw lines of 7.8 centimeters, 8 centimeters, and 5.5 centimeters. So we will draw the baseline of 8 centimeters first. And then you will label this line. This is going to be L, and this is going to be M. And then you will put the actual distance on your diagram, not the drawn distance. Now we're going to draw a 90-degree angle. We'll use a protractor. It doesn't say we can't use it. And so here's our 90-degree mark. Move over to L and make a 63-degree mark. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 1, 2, and 3. We should get a mark right there at L. So we have our 2 markings for the 2 angles. So now we only have to do our measurements. So the first line is going to measure at 5.5 centimeters. Of course, you have to draw the line first to make sure the line does indeed take up, it is 90 degrees, and then you're going to make sure it's 5.5 centimeters or 55 millimeters. So this point here is going to be N. And the length of this side is going to be 55 meters. Notice we're using the actual distances. So then we move over to this side. This side has to be 7.8 centimeters. Of course, we're going to make sure we have a line that is indeed 63 degrees first, and then we'll do a measurement. And notice we're doing that because the protractor we was using went beyond that. If your protractor doesn't, then of course you can just draw the measurement you need. So once we have this, we're going to put this as P. And then we're going to put in 78 meters for the actual distance. We're doing a scale drawing. The scale drawing is showing the actual distance in reality. And then we finally connect P to N. And we were asked to. So the scale drawing is done first. we really should put the angle measures in. I hope I did that. I did not. It doesn't seem like I have done that, but we would measure, and this ends up being 4.5 centimeters when we measure. And so when we go to find this distance, notice this was not drawn to scale, and so the 4.5 becomes 45 meters. I neglected to put in the 63 degrees and the right angle symbol when you're doing your test. Do not neglect to do that. This is worth 5 points, and so you want to put everything in place that is required. And so when they ask us to find the actual distance, this distance would be 45 meters, because when we divide it to get the drawing size, we multiply it by 10 to come back to the actual size. You always look at these numbers. One number is always going to be larger than the other. When you're going from the smaller number to the bigger number, you multiply. When you're going from the bigger number to the smaller number, you divide.